From the Apubco Studios at Britain and Broadway, you're listening to a News OK podcast.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the News OK Comics podcast. I'm Matt Price. I'm here with Kyle Roberts. Kyle, what do we got this week?
Pretty exciting week of comics. We got Deadpool number 900. Let's just start off there.
All right.
This is a giant issue. It's over 100 pages, 109, I believe. 8 stories, crazy, wacky, bloody antics.
That's right. And Deadpool, if you're like, well, how is that on 900? It's not. They're I think it would be around 200, but Marvel's crazy and they decided to make it 900.
Because it's Deadpool.
Yeah. So you've got the original Deadpool creator, Rob Liefeld, returning for kind of a pretty funny story in the middle. And then you just have, like Kyle said, 8 different stories. It's kind of over the top, but that's kind of the point of Deadpool. So I think how much you like the character will probably determine how much you like this, but 100 plus pages for $5, you can't really beat that.
Yeah, if you're any kind of Deadpool fan, there's really no reason that you wouldn't want to own this comic because it's $5 over 100 pages. That's crazy. That's like 5 even regular comics put
something
together.
Like that. Yeah, exactly. And you got Fred Van Linte doing a story. He did the most recent Marvel Zombies miniseries. There's a reprint from Deadpool's early days. So
many different artists, so many different styles. It's pretty great.
All right. Adventure Comics. Jeff Johns continues to explore Superboy as he's trying to figure out, will he lean towards the Superman or the Luthor side of his nature, since he's a clone that was cloned from both Superman and Luthor. He's trying to determine, will he be able to stay a hero or will he become evil like Luthor? And in this issue, he meets up with Red Robin, who is the former Robin. They were on the Young Justice and Teen Titans team together. I have not really enjoyed the angry Tim Drake, the angry Red Robin, but in this issue, they kind of explain it in a way that I actually bought. So this is one of my favorite, probably, Red Robin appearances, and nice job with the Superboy. And there's also a Legion of Superheroes backup story.
Sweet.
Magneto returns in Uncanny X-Men,
Nation X.
Nation X. The X-Men are on the former island that Magneto sort of his base, and now he's returned there. All the mutants are holed up there. I thought this was a nice examination of sort of the Xavier Magneto Cyclops dynamic at this point in time.
Yeah, it's a very character driven of X-Men Magneto. So if you like that kind of classic, their kind of feud, Professor X actually kind of goes over the top, which is crazy because that's not exactly how he would act. But maybe at this time, with everything that has happened, maybe that is actually.
I think it was interesting that Cyclops was more. Professor X was always the one preaching sort of forgiveness towards Magneto, and Cyclops was one who was always like, why are we doing this? Now those rules have reversed a little bit, and I think it comes at it and it seems kind of natural as far as the character progression. So this came very close to being my pick of the week, by the way. It didn't quite make it, but very strong issue of Uncanny X-Men by Matt Fraction.
Very well.
Yeah.
Their faces and how they were drawn, you can picture like that's how it would be at that moment.
Yeah. Greg Land continues his very heavily photo referenced art that does usually do a good job of getting those expressions across. And then we'll wrap it up with Action Comics 882. Greg Rucka and Sterling Gates co-write here. The hunt for Reactron continues. Pretty action-packed one here as well. You've got General Lane continues to be involved. Lois Lane is trying to kind of make some moves here to figure out some things with her adopted son, Chris Kent, a.k.a. Nightwing. And then Reactron, he kind of makes... he's not really a redeemable character at all, but Lane has been moving Reactron into place. He's working with some of these forces that are slowing down the Kryptonians, but you find out Reactron can't be trusted no matter what side you're on as you read this issue. So another strong issue in the Hunt for Reactron crossover by Rucka and Gates.
Sweet.
I'm actually going to go with Adventure Comics. I had a rough time picking this week. I think there were reasons to pick any one of the 4, but the scene between Red Robin and Superboy, where they kind of discuss what's been happening with them, and you get a real insight into their character, makes Adventure Comics my pick of the week.
Right, like we said, Nation X and Uncanny X-Men was a great comic. I'm going to have to go with Deadpool just for the sheer fact that it's 109 pages, and it's all kinds of crazy antics. So if you're a Deadpool fan,
definitely very, very cost effective. So if you're worried about the price of comics, you get almost 4 comics worth there for $5 or maybe a little more even. So pretty strong week. So go out to your local comic book store and check these out. For Kyle Roberts, I'm Matt Price. Thanks for watching.
Let's see it.